People with street smarts, what is your most street tip? If you feel like you're in an unsafe area, keep your head up, look angry, and look like you know where you're going even when you don't. You're much more likely to be a target if you're looking around or showing signs that you're lost. If you're talking to a stranger and they start looking around, as if checking for witnesses, you gotta leave quickly. If you ever get pulled over at night, immediately turn on all your lights inside your car. In my experience, it tends to relieve whatever tension the officer may have since they can see you a little bit more clearly. Plus, it's better than having a flashlight shined in your face. If you feel like it's a setup, it probably is. If someone is trying to rush you, don't do it. Always have an escape plan. Never have a partner in crime they will snitch. Never yell back at a group of guys verbally harassing you. Just keep walking. Don't make a face, don't change your walking pace, keep going as they're not there. Facts. I was stupid and told a group of obnoxious men to go F themselves while I was walking in a public place. I was swarmed and surrounded faster than I thought possible. A few cops broke it up, but not until after I had a black eye and a busted lip. Just keep walking and say nothing. In crowded areas, carry bags, purses and packages in front of you rather than behind you. If someone starts acting concerned about your belongings, get out of there soon as possible. For example, if you're walking in public and someone says, "Hey, go around this way," so you don't scuff up them nice shoes, 9 out of 10 they're sizing you up to see if they can con you or outright take it from you under the guise of being concerned for your stuff. If someone starts looking away during a heated conversation and turning their torso away, always glance at their feet and hips instead. People who are about to punch you always angle their lead foot towards you while angling their hips on a bladed slant instead of square. The upper body lies, but the lower body never does. Say as little as possible. The more you say, the more they're trying to figure out if you're soft and easy to manipulate. By keeping your words to a minimum, you can at least seem like the strong silent type. With that said, they'll likely still escalate to physically sizing you up if they can't figure you out through words, shoulder bumps, putting an arm around your shoulder, casually taking something small off your person and asking if they can hold it, etc. At that point, be firm and direct. Don't go along with it. Never stand your ground and fight. Strike first then run. If it's 1v1, then there's a good chance if you get the upper hand your opponent will pull a weapon. If it's more than one person, then no amount of training will prepare you to fight multiple pair of hands and legs at once. Anyone who has ever fought will tell you that even 30 seconds of a 1v1 is exhausting. Now imagine 1v5. You won't survive. If you're parking in an unfamiliar neighborhood, always back in. If someone tries to pull up on you, then you can easily peel off. It's harder to get away when you have to back out before throwing it in drive. I cannot emphasize this shit enough. Do not underestimate teenagers. Where I'm from, by 14 a lot of kids have already held a gun, and by 17 they've either committed a murder or have witnessed one in the streets. Don't let their baby faces fool you. They're young, reckless, and eager to prove themselves in the streets. If something feels wrong, it's probably about to be really wrong. Listen to your gut. Lock your doors as soon as you're in a car. Had a friend who got into this habit. She hopped in her car one day, and there was about a 0.5 second difference between the lock activating and a random guy yanking at the passenger side with a knife. Stay safe out there. Security guards, doormen, food cart operators, and blue-collar workers in general are well versed about the location of the nearest restrooms. Walk on the road if you're in a real shady neighborhood and it's late at night. Not in traffic, but away from alleyway entrances. Yup, especially in sketchy suburbs, middle of the road, you are the furthest distance away from all potential hiding places for people with ill intent. More casual and less dangerous, look through people, and they will get out of your way, on the sidewalk, the streets, etc. Act like you can't be bothered to even acknowledge that other people exist, and most people won't bother you, including the crazies and those with bad intentions. Don't raise your voice with strangers and always be the last to speak. You don't know if these guys are wired properly or not. If an attractive woman asks for directions, look for her partner behind you or going into your car to take what they can grab. Typical vacation area scam. Look with your eyes, not your head. Also walk with intent. Don't look meek or unsure. Even if you have no fucking idea where you are going. Head up, body posture up like you got business someplace. You are less attractive target if it looks like you might fight back. If someone is blatantly violating social norms, such as blasting music on the subway or taking a phone call in a movie theater, keep in mind that if they are willing to violate one social norm, they are probably willing to violate others, including prohibitions on violence. You don't have to be meek in the face of obnoxious people, but you do have to factor in the increased likelihood of violence. If you're in the hood and you see kids playing outside, you're probably safe. If there are a lot of people outside but no kids, be super cautious and walk with a purpose. If it's empty or only teenagers/young adults, get out ASAP. Always get the money up front. People who want to pay later probably won't, and then things can get messy. And count it there and then. If it's wrong, if they underpaid you, you don't want to go back later when they can deny it and accuse you of trying to rip them off. Count it, and if it's wrong, tell them they made a little mistake so they can save face. Doors and corners. Always remember the doors and corners. That's where they get you. Humans are too fucking stupid to listen. If someone approaching you says, "Hey man, I ain't gonna rob you," they're probably gonna try to rob you. Your elbow is the strongest joint on your body. Take advantage of it when you can. If you're in a storm and your hair sticks up, ground yourself immediately. You're about to get struck by lightning. If a service dog ever approaches you without a human, follow it immediately. If for any reason you have ingested windshield wiper fluid or antifreeze, chug vodka. It'll keep your liver from exploding, so you can get to the hospital. If your car is stuck, and you can't get it to move, one solution can be that you release air from all the tires. The extra surface area will help with grip, and my personal favorite, always have 2 or 3 people in your circle that you trust, and make sure y'all have a code word/signal. One that you can use casually because it's harmless without context, but it'll let your people know that something is up. Confirm the license plate and make sure you are getting in your proper Uber/Lyft. If something feels wrong/scary and makes you uncomfortable, GTFO ASAP. Sure, maybe something might not happen, but like Mr. Miyagi said, best way to avoid trouble is no be there. Always put something between yourself and the ground, even if it's just a piece of cardboard. Especially on asphalt, it absorbs heat and it will feel like it's sucking the life out of you. That's a very street tip. Yup. I spent one night on the streets, and although I had a blanket, I ended up really cold. Eventually had the smarts to dig a couple newspapers out of the trash. Way better after that. Trust your gut. If anyone seems a little too friendly, get away ASAP. I am a professional investigator/interviewer. The reason you feel uncomfortable in these situations is your lizard brain sensing the dissonance between the body language and the message. Always trust your gut. Exercise your legs. Although in a bad situation they'll probably feel like wet noodles, if needed you'll be able to run. It will also show in everyday life that you are capable of moving effortlessly. Most people are sluggish, and it's not hard to notice. Know where the exits are at all times. There is no shame in running away from a fight. You win every fight you avoid. Can't lose a fight you don't take. Those who run away, live to fight another day. Wouldn't they just run away again? Those who run away live to run away another day. Blend in. Everywhere. Even if you're faking it. And, if you're faking it, get out as soon as you inconspicuously can. If there's nobody where you are, there's probably a reason, and you need to leave ASAP. Listen always and speak only when you need to. People don't know when to shut up. Also give the least amount of details. Giving people your whole life story is not needed. Never show your watch, wallet or phone in areas known for pickpockets. Also don't touch your pockets if you see warning signs, because a good thief will be watching to see which pocket your valuables are in, and when approached by someone on the street, be mindful of who else is watching and what is behind you. Try and keep everything in front of you, and don't be afraid to shout and swear at them to get attention. If someone puts a gun or knife in your face, don't be a hero. Always look like you know where you're going, even when you don't. When you stop your car, always make sure you have enough room in front of you for an escape route. It's impossible sometimes, but do the best you can.